Now, from WYDC TV, this is Big Fox News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Anna Manuel. Electric vehicle infrastructure is on the rise in the Southern Tier as New York State continues to go green. Big Fox's Josh Feldberg reports on how Chemung County is charging up.
Governor Hochul and New York State have expressed their plan to move New York to zero carbon emissions by 2035. To help achieve this goal, Chemung County is one of 5 municipalities in the Southern Tier that have been awarded grant money to install new electric vehicle charging stations. The State Department of Environmental Conservation issued around $650,000 worth of municipal zero-emission vehicle infrastructure grant money to local areas including Chemung County, Tompkins County, and Trumansburg. Chemung County will receive $500,000 of this money to install 2 new direct current fast charging pedestals. These fast chargers can fully charge an electric vehicle in less than 1 hour. Currently, Chemung County only has 2 public charging stations, which is not enough to fit the needs of the growing EV community, as there are now over 4,000 electric vehicles registered in counties around the Southern Tier. Chemung County is expected to hire contractors to install the new charging stations once the grant money is received from the state. The locations of these stations have yet to be announced. Josh Feldberg, Big Fox News, Chemung County.
Painted Post's Colonial Day Parade is back, and you could be in it. The parade is looking for clubs and organizations to sign up for floats. The parade will take place June 10th, beginning at 11 a.m. To sign up for a float, visit the website on your screen or contact Wendy Savoy Griffin over Facebook. The votes are in for Steuben County's favorite burgers. Maybe Baby Burgers in Bath took first place, with Market Street's R&M restaurant taking second. Third was a tie, Patty's Bar and Grill, and Dell's Pub. The full list of the top 10 can be found online at CorningFingerLakes.com. Now go get one of the county's favorite burgers. A new exhibition at the Corning Museum of Glass has artifacts from an ancient glass workshop. Our Maggie Hall has a rundown of this exhibit and tells us where you can even touch some of these artifacts.
A new exhibit at the Corning Museum of Glass invites you to take a step into the past and take part in an archaeological dig of your own.
So Dig Deeper, Discovering an Ancient Glass Workshop is an exhibition about ancient glass workshop site in the modern country of Israel. A lot of people don't know, but the Corning Museum of Glass actually led excavations at this site back in the 1960s.
It was there that they discovered the remnants and relics of an ancient glass workshop.
So we thought that was a great opportunity to kind of bring some of that research back and revisit it after 60 years and think about how we learned about ancient glassmaking back then and what we know about it now.
The space is immersive, allowing visitors to touch artifacts and explore what it would be like at an archaeological dig.
So one of the exciting things about this exhibition is that it's a really great place to bring families to. We really designed it to be an intergenerational space, so there's really something for everybody. Whether you are interested in the historical aspect or the science aspect, there's also a lot of hands-on opportunities.
The artifacts, which date back to 350 to 400 CE, are on loan from the Israel Antiquities Authority. This is the first time many of the artifacts have left their home country. Dig Deeper is a journey to the past, an interactive exhibit in the present, and a conversation about observing art and history into the future. Maggie Hall, Big Fox News, Corning.
Lawmakers are back on Capitol Hill after a long holiday weekend, and now it's time for party leaders to shore up the votes to get a bill across the finish line that extends the country's borrowing power. Mark Meredith has the latest from Washington.
After months of debate and stalemates, President Biden and House Speaker McCarthy say they've reached a deal to suspend the nation's debt ceiling and put caps on federal spending for the next 2 years.
We're actually going to spend less money this year than we spent last year.
I feel very good about it. I've spoken to a number of the members.
While the White House is celebrating, members of Congress say they're still unsure if they'll support the final package being dubbed the Fiscal Responsibility Act. Some conservatives say they're furious deeper spending cuts were not included, while some progressives argue the president gave in too much. even allowing work requirements be added for some adult food stamp recipients.
I think it is really unfortunate that the president opened the door to this.
The package faces its first hurdle Tuesday when the House Rules Committee will consider the legislation. Some Republicans say they're already planning to vote no before it even gets to the House floor.
This is a bad deal for America, and it should not move forward.
Leaders of both parties are urging members to vote yes. A group of moderates in the new Democratic coalition gave their support over the weekend. Their yes vote may provide cover to make up for GOP opposition, like South Carolina's Congresswoman Nancy Mace, who tweeted she's a no. The Biden administration says timing matters as the Treasury Department will run out of money to pay the country's bills in less than a week. Speaker McCarthy says he remains confident the legislation will ultimately pass, and he's pressing ahead with plans for a House floor vote as soon as Wednesday. In Washington, Mark Meredith, Fox News.
A survey of consumer confidence slipped in May to a 6-month low. The Conference Board Index dipped 1.4 points from April. The level of confidence in May was the lowest since last November. Consumers were more pessimistic about business conditions, but the outlook for the labor market over the next 6 months held steady. Multiple people were injured during a shooting on Memorial Day in Hollywood, Florida. The sound of gunshots sent beachgoers scrambling for safety. Charles Watson has more.
I just hear like, bah, 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 like 6, 7 shots.
Gunfire erupting along a crowded boardwalk in Florida on Monday night. It happened at Hollywood Beach, about 20 miles north of Miami. At least 9 people were injured, including multiple children as young as 1 year old. Investigators believe the shooting occurred when a fight broke out between 2 groups.
Around 6:52, that's when we got the first call that multiple people were shot. Officers immediately responded. They found the 9 victims with gunshot wounds. They immediately rendered aid, and the victims were taken to Joe DiMaggio and Memorial Regional Hospital.
1 person was detained, but authorities are still searching for an additional suspect. Police say thousands of people were in the area for the Memorial Day weekend. Witnesses describing the chaos that unfolded when shots rang out.
He ran past, he had no shoes on, in jeans. He ran across the boardwalk and then he went into the parking garage. And then the cops just came like 5 cars deep with guns looking for him.
The Hollywood Police Department says the investigation into the shooting is ongoing. The community still in shock, now trying to make sense of what happened.
People come to a holiday, enjoy a holiday weekend on the beach with their families, and to have people in complete reckless disregard of the safety of the public and to have an altercation with guns in a public setting with thousands of people around them is beyond reckless.
Police have asked people to avoid the area as the investigation continues. In Atlanta, Charles Watson, Fox News.
Your complete forecast is still ahead. Plus this.
Professional cuddlers could help battle surging rates of loneliness. I'm Lauren Blanchard. Those details coming up.
Here's your local stock market update from Big Fox. Now, your Twin Tiers forecast from Big Fox.
Good evening. As we were mentioning yesterday, nearly a 20-degree climb in those temperatures from Thursday to Sunday. We did officially top off at 90 degrees for our Memorial Day, meaning that we have nearly almost a 30-degree temperature change there within those 5 days. And hitting 90 degrees yesterday did bring the official first 90-degree day of the season, which we typically see that for the Elmira Corning area just around about June 7th. So a little earlier than average, and we're going to have chances to continue to have these 90s on the board this week. And we're pairing it up with generally quiet conditions. Nice blue sky again today, bringing us those warming temperatures. Now note that as we head from our Wednesday into our Thursday, there is this pocket of moisture. As a high pressure system is going to realign itself back over the Great Lakes. It is pulling in some of the smoke from those wildfires in Canada back across portions of New York. So note that we will see some of that blue sky in place still for the next few days. It's just going to look a little hazier, which could hold temperatures back maybe a few degrees, but we're still seeing that at least upper 80s possible. If we do hit those 90s, especially Thursday and Friday, we could be talking about near record temperatures for the region. So something we'll keep a close eye on. But there will be a change in that temperature trend. We are noting that a weakened frontal system is going to be sliding its way across the Great Lakes region into New York, and that is going to allow for maybe an isolated thunder risk. We'll continue to watch on how strong that will be, but we're going to see a little pullback in the temperatures. Not a cold, frigid front. What it will do is they'll pull us out of those summer-like temperatures, but still continue to push in dry and sunny conditions through much of our first week of June. So we'll keep an eye on that extended temperature trend as we even see that from June 5th through June 9th, the Climate Prediction Center does have slightly cooler than average temperatures expected. So the trend is being seen. So that means if you are enjoying some of this summer-like heat, we have plenty more of it here to round off this work week. Sunshine and 86, nice light winds as well in place. So getting outdoors is definitely a-okay. We have mid-70s for an average for this time of the year. So we are climbing more than 10 degrees above that average, where we see much of the area all the way down into Pennsylvania through New York climbing into those 80s. Thursday, our first day of June, we're looking at more potential for 90s on the board. So again, some record potential if we climb into those lower 90s. General records for the area anywhere from about 91 or higher. So we'll see who is going to crush some of those records. And note that although we have 90s on the board, dew points are holding into those 50s. They're maxing out into those 50s. That is very low for summer-like heat. That still, though, does warrant that you stay hydrated and take breaks out of the sunshine, as these are some of the warmest temperatures we've experienced this season. But as mentioned, we will be tracking some of that change in that temperature trend as we head into next week.